Hello gamers, and welcome to more Final Fantasy. I have finally recovered from COVID, which really kicked my ass. So, I am eager to get back into it. So we're gonna continue on with the role quests. And we're gonna start today with the magical DPS role quests. So let's get into it. Let me guess, you're standing in front of Serik, bounty hunter nonpareil, because you've a mind to aid me in felling the dread Phronesis. Do I have the right of it, or do I have the right of it? You have the right of it. Willing to throw caution to the wind and strike off to do battle with a nigh indomitable foe, eh? Why, I've got a feeling the two of us will get along just fine. Allow me to elaborate. Phronesis isn't just your run-of-the-mill stray sin-eater. He's one of the nastiest the realm has seen, formed from the remains of one of those goddamned warriors of light. There are 4 of them, all told, crawled up from the bowels of the deepest hell after being buried for nigh on a century, if tales are true. People have come to call them the cardinal virtues. Before he was transformed into a sin-eater, Phronesis was none other than Archmagus Nilbert, whose baleful magics were feared the realm over. Though it's only been a few short years since he first showed up in Amareng, he has already preyed on far too many innocents with his foul sorcery. Not keen on seeing their trade routes disrupted, the local merchants have placed a healthy bounty on his head. Of course, I'd like nothing more than to fell the fiend single-handed and claim the entire bounty for myself. Unfortunately, circumstances have dictated that I recruit a companion. That's where you come in. Provided that you can prove to me that you possess the rather specialized set of skills that I require, I promise I'll make it worth your while. Not a bad offer, wouldn't you say? If you fancy yourself up to the task, come find me in Amareng. I mean to set off for there shortly. Alright. Let's get cracking. Oh. Wait, let me get Veronica back in here. Actually, just some more settings. Hello Ellie, don't walk over my keyboard, please. You're such a beastie. Oh, right. Go to Amareng. There he is. So you came. It's good to see someone who isn't all talk. As fortune would have it, another Sin-Eater, a far less imposing specimen than Phronesis, of course, has been sighted just to the west of here. Prove to me that you have the skill to back up your words, and we'll talk further. Ah, it's red mage time. Red mage is very fun because it's a blend of white mage and black mage. And that means you have this little gauge here with white mana and black mana. And you basically gotta keep it in balance so you can use your cool abilities later. But I bet we'll get to see plenty of that. Up. Good show, friend. I wasn't sure what to expect from you, but seeing you in battle has left me with little doubt. Seems I've found myself a formidable ally. And so I'll extend the offer in earnest. Help me hunt down Phronesis, and we'll split the bounty down the middle. Well, what do you say? That's the spirit. Now, there's more you should know before we proceed. Come with me to Mortsuk, my base of operations, and I'll fill you in on the details. Whee! Welcome to Mortsuk, friend. As you can see, it's a bustling trading post frequented by merchants from across the realm. At least it was before Phronesis showed up and started preying on unwitting travelers. Hence the bounty, you see. The lucrative reward has attracted the attention of one capable bounty hunter after the next. Yet the fiend still roams free. You can probably imagine why. Those few who have seen Phronesis and return to tell the tale speak of the great horrors they witnessed. Cavernous black holes materializing out of thin air, swallowing everything around them into the abyss. People have taken to calling them the Hollows. Rumor has it that one barely has time to lay eyes on Phronesis before he summons forth the Hollows, which proceed to consume everything in sight. And I do mean everything. Just the other day, an entire caravan was devoured by the Hollows, leaving only nothingness behind. Mages have postulated that these holes are literally tears in fabric of our reality, gateways to other worlds, to put it another way. At any rate, suffice it to say that the next man to come back from the void will be the first. And yet there's something odd about it all. Witnesses say that Phronesis doesn't seem to go out of his way to prey on people or settlements. He simply shambles across the wastes, summoning hollows one after the next. And the destruction follows as a matter of course. Needless to say, drawing too near to the fiend is tantamount to suicide. Even attacks from afar have been all but futile, as Phronesis simply summons the hollows to consume every incoming arrow. With every conceivable means of attack foiled, even the most savvy bounty hunters have all but thrown up their hands, even though the bounty now stands at some 9 or 10-fold the original amount. I'm of a different mind, however. The way I see it, if only there was a way to neutralize the hollows, we'd more than stand a chance against Phronesis himself. This is why I require your services. Your easy triumph over the Sin Eater spoke clear. You're a mage of no common skill. If anyone has the arcane knowledge and the attitude to help me figure out a way to defend against the Hollows, it's you. Don't worry, I fully intend to shoulder my share of the burden, and so I plan to gather all the information we need before asking you to put yourself in harm's way. And with that, I best get to work. Once I've formulated the proper plan of attack, we'll talk again. Until then, I suggest you continue to hone your casting skills. The battle that awaits us will not be an easy one. Ah, there you are. Your timing couldn't be better. As luck would have it, a little bird told me that Phronesis was sighted in the vicinity not long ago. Don't worry, I've no intention of rushing in like a fool. My plan is to shadow the Sin Eater from afar. Oh, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. That we might observe the Hollows with our own eyes and formulate a suitable plan of attack. To that end, I procured this mannequin here from a research acquaintance of mine at the Crystarium. By setting it on Phronesis' trail, I mean to gauge just how wide of a berth we must keep from the fiend so as not to be sucked up into the void. Shed no tears for the little fellow, friend. His sacrifice will be the key to our success. And yet, as you can see, he's not quite in the best state of repair. Pray lend me a hand in procuring what we need to get him back on his feet. You're a lifesaver, friend. I just spotted nesty-looking Sandkin Sibylle lurking about to the east of here, and I do believe one of their tendons should serve well to put some spring back in the little fellow's step. Snag one for me, and I'll see to the repairs. What are you wearing? Ooh. It's a little fashion break. Very fancy. Yeah, the Red Mage works with a dual cast function, so that means you cast a spell with a short cast time, and that gives you dual casts, and that allows you to cast any spell instantly, which is pretty fucking sweet, especially if you have to like res people. You can just do a spell with a short cast time and then insta-cast a res without using swift cast. And that is pretty nice. So that is why people really like red mages in alliance raids above level 60. So the 70 and 80 is really good. Any luck finding that tendon? For my part, Oh, I gotta stop yawning. I've acquired something that should serve as a makeshift gear. Cost me an arm and a leg, but hey, if it helps us claim that bounty in the end, it'll be more than worth it. Perfect. Yes, I reckon that this is durable and elastic enough to replace the mannequin's snap drive belt. I'll fetch my toolbox and get started right away. In the meantime, why don't you scout us out a suitable lookout point? Phronesis was last sighted to the just southeast of town. Try to find us a spot on higher ground, out of sight from the main thoroughfare. Whoa. Time for tea. Hello there, friend. As you can see, our clockwork friend is back in tip-top shape. And since it appears you've found us the perfect lookout spot, why don't we get down to work? I'll kindle us a fire. We might be here for a while. Well, I'll be. There's the bastard. Look closely now and hold your gaze. You must witness the sheer horror with your own two eyes. No, we mustn't send out the mannequins too soon. If Phronesis sees it, he may very well blast it to bits before it has a chance to investigate the hollows. Oh boy. And there he goes. I'll send the mannequin in to trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. Bye. Just as I expected. Gone without a trace. Shed no tears for our little friend. Through his sacrifice, we now know just how much distance we must keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. Now, it's our turn. Let's edge a bit closer and see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close, lest you fancy a vacation into a dark, shadowy abyss. It's as if a shadowy whirlwind rages inside, ready to suck anything and everything into the void. I've seen many a horrific sight in my day, but this sends a shiver up my spine. Let me out! It's so dark in here. Why the pale face, friend? You look as if you've seen a ghost. A voice, you say? From inside the hollow? But that's impossible. Is anyone out there? Please, help me. Help me get out of here. Are you alive? Was that a voice? Is someone out there? If you can hear me, please, you must help me. I can't see anything. No roads, no trees, not even an ether current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? This voice, what in the God's names is it saying? The voice of a boy, you say? Claims he's lost inside with no ether current to follow? Sounds like he's adrift in the flow, not unlike what would happen if an aetheryte to which one was teleporting was destroyed in mid-journey. Wait a minute. What if there were some way you could channel your ether into the void? Might that not allow your etheric form to serve as a beacon of sorts to guide the child back to us? Of course, not that I know how we'd go about that. I got it. You reckon you could do just that? I won't even think of asking how. Do your damnedest. Wicked White, I knew you were no ordinary sinner, but even still, you'd find ways to surprise me. Oh, baby boy. Where am I? Well, I'll be damned. There was a child inside. Our little expedition has left us with more questions than answers, eh? But for now, this boy needs our care. Let us carry him back to Mortsuk and find him a warm bed and some nourishment. The boy's resting now. He is weak, but not wounded, at least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? There's much we must ask him when he awakes. On another subject, this might be an odd question, but have you ever looked after a child before? As a matter of fact. Several. You don't say. In that case, he's all yours. I'm jesting, friend. I can't very well tie you down here forever. Worry not, I'll manage somehow. I suppose the first order of the day should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale after all. Methinks I'll go hunting for some meat. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first. After all, he may be suffering from some ailment inscrutable to the eye. Or maybe I should... Oh, damn it all. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. It's okay, you'll get there. Ah, there you are. You'll be happy to know that the boy is awake, and seems to be no worse for the wear. Physically speaking, at least. There's just one rub, you see. He has no recollection of where he came from, or just how he managed to get swallowed up into that void. Little bird. In fact, other than his own name, Tainer, he can't remember much of anything at all. He seems a good lad, mind you. Eats my half-assed cooking with a smile and nary a word of complaint. Yet I reckon he's hurtin' inside, and badly. We must reunite him with his parents with all due speed. I suggested that he go for a stroll around Mortsuk in the hopes that the sights might help jog his memories. He can't have wandered far. Why don't you go check up on him? Oh, baby boy! Another child. For my little family. Do not tell me. You are the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the ether. Well, I'll be damned. The boy's a sharp one. And that's not the least of it. The carer who examined him said they could feel a great power welling up from within him. Despite his young age, Tainer here seems to possess a remarkable command of the magical arts. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am, or where it came from. Only the darkness. No need for apologies, boy. You did well just to make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all of what you felt when you were adrift in the void? That I remember, or at least I think I do. I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me. Indeed, I believe this is what roused me from my slumber. If the hollows truly are a gate between worlds, that would mean that someone recently traveled from ours to another, or from another to ours. But that's not possible, or is it? You'd be surprised. You know something I don't, friend? Worry not, I won't pry for details. Ah, well, no sense racking our brains over matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do, namely finding the boy here a home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. You truly do that, for me. But the two of you have already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. It's no burden at all. Besides, if we can figure out just who you are and where you came from, it might just lead us to the answers we seek. Now, let's consider the options. One possibility is that you're an orphan, all alone in this world with not a soul to care for or look after you. And yet this seems unlikely. Yes, the mystical power you possess say otherwise. If you are truly as skilled in magic as they say, then it stands to reason that someone trained you in the art. Who this master of yours is, and whether you are of their blood or simply receive their tutelage, this I cannot say. But either way, I'm certain they're worried sick about you. If that truly is so, I would very much like to meet this person too. That settles it then. Let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Mortsuk and the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing persons matching Tainer's description. Which means that we have no choice but to take our search somewhere else. I know of a merchant in town whose travels often take him far afield. Let us have a talk with him and see if he's heard any helpful rumors. Rumors of a missing boy, you say? Funny that you ask. It's a long shot, I reckon, but I overheard something the other day that might be of use. On my way to Mortsuk, I stopped over at the inn in Journey's Head. There, I met an ailing mage. As the carers told it, he'd been ambushed by a sin-eater and was separated from his child in the battle. Bloody hells, could it be? If the sin-eater that attacked the poor man was Phronesis, that would explain everything. This man you speak of, he could be my father. We must go to him at once. Agreed. I only hope that the man is... No, there's no point in presuming the worst. Let us make for the inn, and see what the carers there can tell us. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Whoa, big boy! Hello, Phoenix. Oh there, I hear there's a mage in your care who's lost his boy. Well, I do believe we have him right here. I fear there must be some mistake. The boy in question has already been found. This is him right here. What? So it wasn't my father after all. The boy with you, he too has been separated from his family. Just so. We heard that a man here was looking for his son, and we just hoped... Alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be. But there are many people here, yes? Might I ask around and see if any of the others are my family? But of course, yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases in considerable pain. It is not a place for a young child to walk around unattended. Indeed it's not. Guess that means either myself or Dwashe here should accompany him. I'll go with him. The walk might help me, take my mind off of things. Not a bad idea, if the lad doesn't mind. I reckon Tainer would rather be with someone of his own age. Take his mind off things. Speaking of which, how's the boy's father holding up? I fear the poor man has already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer. The child insisted upon staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him, though part of me regrets the choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who reside at the Crystarium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort him there myself. I see. Reckon we should also find someone to look after Tainer as well. Don't get me wrong, friend. I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family. But we have no other leads, and a deadly sin-eater is still on the loose. If the lad tags along with us every step of the way, he's far more likely to end up dead or worse than... He's far more likely to end up dead or worse than to ever reunite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch after Tainer for the time being, get back on the hunt, and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way. Very well, but we must see that he is safe. Aye, that goes without saying. Let us have a talk with the proprietor of the Wandering Stairs. He's a kindly enough chap, and knows damn near everyone in these parts. With any luck, he'll be able to direct us to a willing and able guardian. Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but it's the best we can do for the boy, given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find him and share the news. Don't worry, it's my decision, and I intend to take responsibility for it. Run, run, run. Bad news, friend. It seems the two young ones got into a quarrel of sorts, and Tainer's up and run away. Seems the lad mentioned how he'd come out from one of the hollows. The other boy put two and two together and figured he'd been attacked by a sin eater. Then I said, my dad was attacked by a sin eater, and then he turned into one himself. So I asked, what if you turn into a sin eater too? Tainer's face went all white. He kept saying, what do you mean? What do you mean? Over and over and over again. I couldn't take it anymore. Before I knew it, I was shouting at him, shut up, just shut up. I bet you're turning into a sin eater already. Why? Why did I say such a mean and nasty thing? You're grieving. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad. Both of you have had a rough go of it these past few days. Nobody could blame either one of you for feeling a bit on the edge. But we must hurry and find Tainer before he comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search the west and you take the east. And be careful out there. Hello, boy. Are you getting into trouble? Yes, you are. There we go. Let's help him. When I heard the clamor of battle, I feared the worst, but I see you have everything under control. Are you okay, lad? Forgive me. I don't deserve this kindness. I was just so scared. I was worried about what would become of me if I never recovered my memories, and then I started thinking, what if I ended up like that boy's father? What if it's already happening to me? That's one matter you needn't worry yourself with. The carer who examined you told me as much. You suffered no direct wounds. You are in no more danger of turning into a sin-eater than Duache or me. Is that so? That's good to hear. But I must apologize to that boy. I should have known better than to badger him about such things, especially after what happened to his father. Funny thing that, he was saying the same thing about you. You both have good hearts, lad, and you've been through more than any man should. There's no need to be ashamed about your feelings. There is still so much I do not understand about this world. Why does no one here know of me? Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of my days? Why must it be this way? If only I could remember something, anything. I'm sick of not knowing who I am. I'm sick of being alone. Echo. Now is your turn, Tainer. And do not be disheartened by your last attempt. Even the greatest of mages have known failure. Your command of magic is equal of my own. If I can succeed, there is no reason why you cannot. Free your mind of worry and focus. Thank you, Nielbert. I shall try my best. Nielbert. Wicked White, are you all right, Duache? I remember now. I was standing here on these blighted plains, my head hung low in shame. Then Nielbert turned to me with a smile and heartening words. Nielbert, why does the name sound so familiar? I reckon we've much to discuss, but not in this god's-forsaken place. Let's head back to the inn and see if we can't get to the bottom of this. I like Serg. He's a cool guy. Tainer, are you all right? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said those nasty things. Forgive me for reacting as I did. I'm fine. In fact, I seem to have recovered some of my memories. Really? That's wonderful. Maybe you won't feel so scared and alone anymore. I'm leaving to go live in the Crystarium with my relatives. Promise me you'll come visit. I mean, after you get your memories back and all, of course. It's a promise. Until next time, my friend. I knew that you two would work things out. Now, let us return to Mortsuk. We have more than our share of questions that need answering. Whee! As I saw it, first you fainted all of a sudden. When you came to, a portion of Tater's memories had returned. What in the world happened out there? The power to look into the past, eh? And you're certain that what Dwache described matches up with your recollection of the past? I don't know how to break this to you, lad, but your friend Yelbert that was with you that day, he's no ordinary boy. He's none other than the very man who became Phronesis, one of those goddamned warriors of light. If he was just a young child in your memories, that means that what you saw took place over 100 years ago. Would that it were just a coincidence, another boy with the same name. But no, judging from the formidable command of magic, we can only assume that it was him. On the way back, I managed to recall some more about Nielbert and myself. We were taken in by a group of mages, a consortium of sorts. They were searching for a means to open a hole to another world, and were recruiting young children with high magical aptitudes for the task. Nielbert and myself were the two they chose. You can't be serious. And yet, that would explain the Sin Eater's ability to summon those damned hollows. And if you possess the same knowledge and training as Nielbert did, it could also explain why you were able to survive in there all this time. But what I don't understand is, why haven't you aged at all? I cannot say for sure, and yet my memories, they are slowly coming back to me. In time, I may be able to help you find a way to close the hollows. You'd be a lifesaver if you could, but don't overburden yourself. You're still recovering, after all. In the meantime, don't worry. Dwesha and I will see that you're safe. I thought Tainer was just a victim of the Sin Eater. To think he was actually friends with the man himself, back when he was still a man. This can't be simple coincidence. Yes, I'm convinced of it now. The child holds the key to defeating Phronesis. We must keep him safe, and not let him out of our sights. Besides, look at how hard he's trying to recover his memories. I'm not so heartless as to kick the poor lad aside before he's figured matters out. But we can't very well rush things. You and I will continue to prepare for the battle ahead, while waiting for the rest of Tainer's memories to come back to him. That is to say, if it's alright with you, lad. I'm so sorry. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Look, lad, I've only known you for a short while, but I can tell you've got a good heart, and a good head on your shoulders. I can only begin to imagine the horrors you've been through, not to mention the fears and uncertainty you face even now. But I want you to promise me this. No more apologies. You're no burden to us, not in the least. You're a valuable member of our band, and as long as you're willing, I want you with us. Isn't that right, Dwashe? That's right. I see. Thank you, Sarek. Thank you, Dwashe. I will aid your quest in whatever way I can. Now that's more like it. We're counting on you, lad. Oh. You're so sweet. More tea. Good news, friend. Tainer here has told me that his memories are starting to come back to him. There's one recollection in particular he says he's eager to discuss with the two of us. Tell us, lad, what is it? As time goes by, memories of my earlier days return to me piece by piece. Njelbert and I were born to the members of a great consortium of mages. From our earliest years, we were tutored by the magical arts by some of the realm's greatest scholars. The consortium's leaders sought to find a way to open a hole in time and space, a portal to other worlds from which they could summon forth beasts of great power. Njelbert and I were chosen to participate in the research. Summoning great beasts from beyond our world? You're a mage, Dwashe. Is that even possible? Perhaps he speaks of Voidsend? Voidsend? Never heard of them, but I'll take that answer as a yes. Mages come up with the damnedest ideas, eh? And yet, I don't understand. Why ever would they use two young boys for such a dangerous experiment? The beasts our masters sought to summon reside in the planes most distant from our own. Reaching across such a great distance requires a tremendous store of innate ethereal power. And so our masters set about to breed the perfect mage. Marriages were arranged to wed the mightiest members of the consortium to one another, in hopes that they would bring forth children of theretofore unheard of magical aptitude. Finally, they succeeded. And so you were born, and Njelbert. Indeed. From even before we could speak, we were taught the complex incantations required to breach the boundaries between worlds. We practiced these spells day after day, night after night, for what seemed an eternity. At long last, we were deemed ready to attempt the summoning. Sadly, the experiment ended in failure. The pull from beyond the rift was too strong to resist, and I was sucked into a hollow of my own creation. There I remained trapped, alone and adrift in that empty void, until Dwashe called me back to this world. Alas, over a century had passed since that fateful day. That's the one thing I still don't understand. If so many years have truly passed, why is it that you have not aged even a whit? I cannot say for certain. but I remember the words of one of my teachers. The rift is not unlike a border between countless worlds, a place that exists beyond time and space. If it is true that the rift exists outside of our concept of time, then it is all too possible that even seconds spent in that empty pocket could correspond to months, years, or even decades in our world. And so you return to us just as you were on that day, even while over a century has passed for the rest of us. But why didn't Nilbert save you? Shouldn't it have been simple... shouldn't it have as... Jeez, let's try that again. Shouldn't it have been as simple as opening up another portal to the void where you were trapped? I fear that would be close to impossible. Opening the portal and reaching as far into the rift as we did requires all of our energies to be focused in unison. So in losing you, not only did Nilbert lose his friend, he lost his only chance at saving you. Talk about being dealt a rough hand. Fear not, I have good news to share as well. I do believe I've managed to recall the incantations needed to summon and manipulate the hollows. Summoning beasts from beyond the rift is far beyond my powers, but I just might be able to seal up the hollows for Nisus, so enjoy summoning. What say you, friends? Shall I give it a try? Sure. Oh, now that's music to my ears. But let's not be too hasty. After all, the last time you tried to use this magic, there were some complications, to say the least. Yes, we must take the necessary precautions before confronting Phronesis in earnest. Let us meet outside the village, where Tainer can test out his magic safe from harm. Whee! It's a sandstorm. No. Wicked, wait, you did it, lad. Sadly, I've not the strength to reach further beyond, nor to keep the portal open for more than a few seconds. No, I will need further training before I can face... Oh, shit, there he is. Phronesis, where in the hells did that bastard come from? Damn it all, I'm too close. I can feel it pulling me in. No, Nilbert, these are my friends. You mustn't hurt them. Ooh, flashback time. This isn't good. The cave-ins completely sealed off the tunnel behind us. We've no recourse but to press on without our companions. You heard her. What'll it be? I suppose it falls to us to slay the beast and collect the bounty. Perhaps you and your band would care to take the lead. Ha! Spare me your japes. You've no intention of giving up your prize. Mind you, I too made a promise to my companions. A promise I mean to keep. Bah, I told you that splitting up was a bad idea. If Brandon and Brenda Ray were here, this second-rate spellcaster would be no match for us. Now, Silva, let's not forget who our true foe is here. Lamit, you're certain that if we slay this monstrosity, the cave-ins will cease? According to the miners, the beast was first sighted on the same day the tremors began. Its very presence sucking the mountain dry of its ether. We dwarves know these caves as well as we know our own bodies. Trust me. Then I suppose we'd best make short work of it before everything comes crashing down. Hey, where do you think you're going? My apologies. I took your ceaseless prattling as an invitation to proceed on my own. Think yourself clever, do you? You've uncommon confidence to think that you can fell the beast without aid. Answer me this. Why is it you are so intent on claiming the bounty for your own? The bounty? Why, indeed. At any rate, unless you've a mind to stand around here until we all get crushed, we'd best be moving on, yes? Finally, something we can agree on. And so I have a proposal. What say we band together until our battle here is won? The tremors grow stronger. No doubt a cave-in is imminent. Let us vanquish the enemy with our combined strength and quit this place before it becomes our tomb. Until the battle is won, then. After that, I go my own way. Who's this elf? She wasn't on the source. Your aid is most welcome, Neobert. Let us make short work of the beast and take our leave of this place while we still can. Indeed. Yay! Gonna still play some Black Mage. They come, Neobert. We will draw our foes' attacks. It would seem we're not the only ones stuck in here, eh? I have a bad feeling about this. The leftmost one is mine. Silva, you take the fiend on the right. Consider it done. Have it, you fiends. What's this? It leaps deeper within? We really should have asked for a map. Not that it'd have been much use after all the cave-ins. Get him. Well, aren't you a big boy? Silva, Nilbert needs your help. Understood. Still think you could have managed on your own, mage? Perhaps it would have been more of a struggle than I expected. Hello, gamer! That's him, the one who drinks of the mine's ether. Alright, let's put this oversized bull out to the pasture. Silva, Limit Nilbert with me. My magics are yours for now. I will take the front, the battle is on. Alright, I just had to read all that. Welcome, welcome! We are doing another RP battle as one of the warriors of light/darkness. Ranged magical DPS time. How's it going with you? It summons others of its ilk. We should dispatch the small fry and quickly. Leave it to me. Yeah. Is your voice still being a dink, or are you feeling better? Wow, that sucks. That should do it, Silva. Well, I hope this is at least nice to watch them. Another earthquake? This bodes ill. Yeah, I really missed this. Our foe's up to something. Stand back, my friends. To my side, I'll heal your wounds. Ha, that was a close one. Oh, which one did you mean to do? Oh, yeah. Well, it worked on my end. I don't know if it worked in the chat on screen, but in my chat right now I see just a normal smiley face. No ugly emoji inside. I sense unholy power. Get behind me, friends, quickly! Silva, are you alright? Damn it, we can't keep this up much longer. Strike with all of your strength. Got him. We've done it. Now, to find ourselves a way out. The tremors continue. But why? The fiend has been vanquished, and its ether returned to the mountain. We were wrong. No, it was not the creature itself that was causing the quakes. Ah, yes. The crystal courses with nigh inconceivable power. A vast wellspring of ether accumulated over the ages. Yes, the beast was but a hungry creature, drawn here by the stone. As was I. You had no interest in the bounty all along. The stone has been left unchecked for too long. The sheer volume of ether it houses now is so vast and overwhelming it threatens to bring the entire mountain down. For how many years have I searched for it? This precious relic that could afford me the power needed to save my friend. You mean to take the stone from this place? But then, what would happen to the mountain? If the ether is not returned to the earth, it is but a matter of time until the mine collapses. The miners, those who live at the foot of the mountain, countless lives would be lost. There's no time. What can we do? Tainer, my friend. Damn it. Damn it all. The tremors have stopped. Tainer, pray forgive me. I promise you this, as long as I walk this earth, I shall never, never give up hope. Crystal of Light. Oh, I know, right? The stone was yours to do with as you pleased, and still you chose the fate of many over that of your friend. In return for your sacrifice, I would make you an offer. Come with us, and let us join you in your search for a means to save your comrade. The life of an adventurer isn't an easy one, but I dare say you strike me as the sort who just might enjoy it. So, what say you? We'll travel the realm together and lend our strength to whatever unfortunate souls we encounter along the way. And who knows? Before you know it, we might just stumble upon a way to rescue your Tainer. I would like that very much. Tainer, forgive me. I may have failed you today, but mark my words. For as long as I walk this land, I will not abandon hope. I will find a way to bring you back to us. But today I find myself in the company of new companions. And for now, I must lend them my strength, just as they lend theirs to me. Dweshe, are you alright? Worry not, Phronesis is long gone. I launched a few arrows in its directions while it was distracted by Tainer's spell, and it just stole away. Anyhow, I'm just glad you're awake and on your feet again. Come now, let us hurry back to Mortsuk before the bastard has a change of heart and comes back for us. You really gave us a scare back there, clutching your head in pain with a deadly sin-eater in plain sight. Let me guess, you had another one of your visions, didn't you? Yeah, she really is. Character flaw. Why, take me. So that's how Neilbert and Artbert met up. Just goes to show that in times of crisis, even the bitterest of rivals can turn fast friends. Now let's see if I have this straight. Neilbert made it his life's mission to save Tainer here. Knowing that his own energies wouldn't suffice, he went in search of a relic that would afford him the etheric power needed to reach beyond this world. And deep in the mines that day, he found it. Yet in the end, he decided to sacrifice the stone and his own cause to save the lives of the countless innocents who had called the mountain home. And so did he take his first step down the path of a hero, a warrior of light. So that's why he came back to this place, why he still summons the Hollows as he did so many years ago. Aye, there can be no doubting it. even now that he's a Sin Eater, bereft of memory, reason, and any sense of his own actions. The ghastly shell of what was once Nilbert still haunts the wasteland, searching for a way to bring back his old friend. I only knew him as a child, and the whole idea of Sin Eaters and Warriors of Light, it was also new to me. Even as the pieces came together, I could not truly believe that Nilbert and this Phronesis were one and the same. But when our gazes first met, standing out there in the wastes, in an instant I knew it without question. This was my friend, a friend who had been searching for me all these years. At last, I know what I must do. I must stop Phronesis, that my dear friend may finally find peace. Together, we can do this. Thank you, my friends. In the battle, I was able to push Phronesis' hollow away from Serig, if only for a short distance. With more training, I'm certain I can learn to close them up entirely. After all we've already seen from you, I've no reason to doubt you. If you're game, so are we. Finally, some cause for hope, eh? But still, we must exercise caution. The last time the boy worked his magic, our foe showed up faster than you can say Phronesis. Also, I did look up what Phronesis stands for, but I don't remember what it was. I think it was something like diligence or whatever. I don't know. While this might be a simple coincidence, the likelihood is high that the casting of the spell itself summoned the Sin Eater to us. You'd best avoid casting any similar incantations until we prepare for the final confrontation. I want to stay close for now. Devote yourself to your studies, and hone your skills to whatever degree you can find in the safety of the village. In the meantime, Dwashe and I will redouble our training efforts as well. Should we succeed in finding a way to counteract the hollows, it will come down to our firepower versus our foes. We must be at full strength for the battle, lest we allow victory to slip between our fingers. Ah, that makes sense. Practical wisdom? Yeah. I do like the names they chose for the cardinal virtues. It's very fitting. That look in your eyes. Yes, I can see that you've gained much strength since last we met. You'll be pleased to hear that Tainer has managed to make steady progress in his training as well. The boy believes he has regained much of the knowledge and skill he possessed before getting sucked into that pocket of time and space. An admirable feat, considering that it was not long ago that he could scarcely remember his own name. And yet, there is one aspect of his training that has yet to be addressed. Put simply, the boy lacks experience in battle. To work the magic necessary to seal up the hollows, I must maintain perfect focus and clarity of mind. If the battle with Phronesis is my first, I fear my concentration will be disrupted all too easily. And so I thought I'd take the boy out into the wilds, that he might acclimate himself to the battlefield and further hone his command of magic in the process. And yet, we must keep a wide berth of Amarang. Were we to encounter Phronesis before we are fully prepared, the results could be disastrous. and so I propose that we go on an excursion of sorts. Would you be willing to accompany us? I believe there is much the boy could learn from your example. Excellent. Then let us make for Lakeland. Beasts in the Forest of the Lost Shepherd should provide a fair challenge for the lad. Ah, thank you. It's the level 80 Red Mage armor. Because I was like, I have, you need a caster for these quests, and I do have Black Mage leveled up to 80 as well, but I was just like, yeah, fuck it. I love Red Mage, so I'm just gonna do Red Mage. Because I think it's a very fun class to play. And it makes her look very dashing. I follow a bunch of people on my Final Fantasy Twitter who were talking about, like, and making videos with their voice claims for their Warriors of Light. And I've been searching for one, but it's so hard to find a voice claim that I like. Yeah. The one I kind of liked was Florence Pugh, but only her American accents, which she only does in like 2 movies. And it's super hard to find like useful voice clips because it's either Midsommar, where she's just, you know, constantly having fights with her boyfriend and crying, which, you know, that is pretty much what that movie is about. Or Little Women, where she's constantly talking about like marriage and stuff. So neither of those really, like, and A Woman's Place, like, neither of those really would fit with Dwashe. So I think I might just have to look at, I don't know, anime dubs or whatever. But it's a fun thing to think about. I've seen some very nice edits. Ah, there she is. Now, shall we get down to... is something the matter? Yeah. I'm constantly finding new ways. How'd you like my new clothes, Dwashe? Not only are they stylish, why, I can just feel the power welling up from deep within me. They were a present from Sarek. Isn't he the best? Aw, you look so cute. It was a simple investment, nothing more. We must seize every possible advantage if we hope to triumph over our foe. But enough idle chit-chat. We have work to do. Dwashe, I would ask you to begin by setting an example for the boy, showing him precisely how you conduct yourself in battle. We can't very well just toss him to the Wolverines all on his own now, can we? So why don't you get out of here... get out of here? So why don't you get out there and hunt one down for us? Taynor, watch carefully and let Dwashe show you how it's done. Alright, Red Mage time. Yeah, so I kind of talked about this earlier already, but it's just very fun. Like, Red Mage works with the dual cast principle, which means you're supposed to cast like shorter spells first, which gives you dual cast. and that allows you to instantly cast any other spell. So the first one I have here that I always cast first, it has a 1.91 second cast time. And so I cast that, and then I get dual cast, which allows me to cast this spell, which has an almost 5-second cast time instantly. Because if I do it the long way, like I'll just show you, it doesn't seem like that much of a difference, but just look at this. Versus this. Bop, bop. 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 It's a very big difference. And yeah, I just think it's very fun that you have to kind of like play with the black and white mana so you can do cool finishing moves. Hopefully I'll get to show it off in the boss fight. That was incredible! The sheer amount of destructive power of your spells, the way you seamlessly weaved one incantation after the next. Everything! But tell me, what would you say is the most important thing a mage should keep in mind when doing battle with a fearsome foe? Casting your spells in proper sequence is the key. Ah, but of course. Thank you, Dwache. I will endeavor to put everything I've learned from you into practice. Well, here goes nothing. He looks so precious. Trat, where do I... No, that's not... Curses! Just stay still so I can hit you already. Steady now. Don't let the enemy fluster you. Keep your focus. Right. Focus. You're a feisty one, aren't you? Ow! That's smarts. Ah, I've seen enough of this. Poor little guy. These fucking sound effects. Oh, baby boy. Do I need to heal you? Oh dear, that didn't go nearly as well as I hoped. Don't get so down on yourself, lad. I shouldn't have jumped in the way I did. I dare say you were starting to get the hang of it there at the end. I thought it would be a simple enough task to follow Dwache's lead, but when that savage creature stared me down, I was too flustered to put what I'd learned into practice. Indeed, it is not the strength of your magics that is the issue. You simply must learn to compose yourself. What do you think, Dwache? Are there any other words of wisdom you might offer me? Believe in yourself, and all will be fine. Thank you. I'm sure you are right. I can't allow my foe to break my concentration like this. Anyhow, let me try once more. This time will go better, I promise you. All the baby models are so cute in this game. Look at his little ears. Yes, the boy will be fine. I must stay my hand. I did it! The battle is won! Now that's how you wallop a wolverine. Well done, lad. I'm proud I could be here for your first victory. You're far too kind. I couldn't have done it without you and Dwache here to show me the way. You have my thanks. But don't let up now, boy. You must keep battling until all that you've learned becomes second nature. Now, are you ready? Oh, wrong person. Oh, that was rather more difficult than I expected. And yet, thanks to you and Sarek, I feel like I can hold my own on the battlefield now. I'd have to agree. The way you made short work of that last critter, I'd say it's time to find you a more worthy foe. Let us return to Mortsuk and plot our next course of action. Ooh, almost time for the final mission. Time for more tea. You've proven the perfect mentor for the boy, Dwache. Else, I dare say old Sarek here could learn a thing or two from you. You've taught him not only to wield his spells in battle, but how to maintain his focus in the face of danger. With those fundamentals under his belt, it's just a matter of time and practice until he's ready to face Phronesis. I promise you, my friends, I will not let you down. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd best go and write down all I've learned today while it's fresh in my memory. Such passion and determination. This must be the boy he always was, before his time beyond the rift stole from him his memories and his spirit. He devotes himself to his training that he might help us fell Phronesis and bring his friend a measure of salvation. There's no telling what course the battle will take, but I suspect the boy will be forced to confront his past head-on. It will not be easy for him, and yet I believe it is a necessary step for him in order to forge himself a new future. For Tainor's sake, and for the sake of those who call Amareng home, we must triumph in this battle. Not to mention for the sake of our coin purses, eh? At any rate, I will leave you to your training and return to my own. The final confrontation is close at hand, and we must be ready. Ooh, what tea do you have? I have Autumn Storm. One of the two teas I drink consistently. Well, look who's back, and looking more imposing than ever, I might add. You'll be pleased to know that Tainor's command of his magics has advanced by leaps and bounds since you left. Says he's finally convinced he can hold his own against Phronesis. Ooh. That does sound like it's good for when you are having some cold-related problems. Peppermint to open that shit right back up. Delicious, enjoy. Truth be told, I worry about the boy. As devoted as he is to his training, I can't help but notice a sad, uneasy look in his eyes from time to time. He insists is nothing, of course, but I remain unconvinced. As a fellow mage, perhaps you could succeed in reaching out to him where I failed. He should be around here somewhere. Go and find him, and see if you can't offer him a few words of support, won't you? Oh, hello there, Dwache. Is there something I can do for you? I just noticed something about his design that's really funny to me. He has gloves on, but his tootsies are bare. Cover up your hands, but keep your toes out. Little breeze to keep you focused. Yeah. That's where he vents all the heat. Oh, hello there, Dwache. Is there something I can do for you? Sarek was worried about me, you say? That is kind of him. I assure you, I'm completely fine. I owe so much to the both of you. You brought me back from beyond the rift, took me under your wing, trained me and comforted me to the point that my memories and my magic have both returned. I'm finally ready to face my old friend in battle, and it is all because of you. And yet there is a fear growing inside me, a fear that threatens to consume me. In my studies, I have learned much of the Sin Eaters. I learned how those who fall to the most powerful Sin Eaters, like Phronesis, become Sin Eaters themselves, doomed to live out their days as mindless, unholy abominations. If I were to lose focus in my battle, and you or Sarek suffered the same fate as Njelbert, the only 3 friends I've known in this world, if I lost you all, how could I ever live with myself again? This thought, it shakes me to my very core. If you falter, we will be there for you. You are right. I mustn't forget that I have 2 strong friends by my side to help me shoulder the burden. Thank you, friend. The task is a daunting one, but I will trust in myself, and in the strong and gentle friends who stand by my side. Nothing would make me happier than to help Njelbert find peace, but that is not the reason I fight this battle. I must repay you and Sarek for all you have given me. Not only did the 2 of you bring me back to this world, you have instilled me with a newfound sense of purpose. And yet, when the battle is done, you will leave this place. You will embark on new adventures with new companions. Worry not, I will not hold you back or stand in your way. There is another reason I must fight this battle. I must prove to you, to all 3 of my friends, that I am strong enough to get by on my own. Be strong, Tainer. You can do this. Sorry. Perhaps I got a little carried away there. In any event, we should go tell Sarek that I'm ready. Yeah, something socks and sandals. He needs the perfect aeration. You're finally back, I see. I was starting to get worried. I trust this means you're ready to do battle with Phronesis. I am. Let us put an end to this nightmare and set Nilbert and the people of this land free. No, I wouldn't, because I don't own sandals, and I don't like wearing open shoes. But I have heard that is why people wear socks and sandals. I don't really go to the beach. I just wear shoes. I don't like sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere. I feel like I'm doing a monologue from Star Wars. That's the spirit. Alright, the plan is to lure Phronesis to us by the same method as last time. We will venture to the central hills of Amber, a safe distance away from the city, and Tainer will summon forth a hollow. It should be only a matter of time before our quarry arrives. I believe our chances are best if we can lure Phronesis into a wide open space, where we will have complete freedom to maneuver. The hills of Amber should suffice. If you are ready, then let us away at once. I also rarely wear shorts. I just wear jeans all year long. But to be fair, most of the time when I'm home, I just wear my pajamas, and when I'm out and about, I'll wear like sweatpants or something, and my work clothes. So, for when I'm at work, so I rarely wear quote-unquote normal clothes these days. I don't mind it. I am ready. Let us begin. Yeah, I usually don't really have that problem unless it gets like really hot, like into the 30s, then I start having problems. (30°C). Oh Lord, he come in. Over there, it's him. Yes, I knew you would come. Well, I guess we won't be needing this anymore. Close that bench. Give it up, Nilbert. My spells are more than a match for your own. These are my friends, and I won't let you take them. Do you hear me, Nilbert? Your long nightmare, and ours, shall end this day. Let's go! Leave the hollow to me, and concentrate your attacks on our foe. You heard the boy. It's time to show this bastard what we got. Be wary, friends. He means to summon a hollow. Keep a wide berth, friends, lest you get drawn into the void. Alright, let's get cracking with some fun spells. Bop! I've done it! The hollow is sealed! Good work, boy. Now stand back up and save your strength. Our foe's got more tricks up his sleeve, no doubt. Look out, here comes another. Leave it to me, friends. Watch out! Hurry to Sarek's side or you'll bear the full brunt of the magic. The bastard's trying to take us out in one fell swoop. Move away from me, and quickly! I've done it! The hollow is... Damn it! Oh, you're alright, boy. Forgive me, friends. My strength is waning. Looks like we're on our own until Trainer's strength returns. Stay clear of the hollows. Good gods, but would you look at that one? Wait, perhaps we could use the hollows to our advantage. Come here, you. Wicked and right, the bastard's still going. Tainer, how do you fare? I'm fine. Leave the hollows to me. Ah. If even the empty shell of his body can work these magics, I shudder to think the powers Nilbert commanded when I still lived. I'm sorry, my friends. I can summon no more strength. The boy has given us all he can. It falls to us to end the fight. The Sin Eater's strength wanes. We mustn't let up the attack. Yes, my friends, soon you will be at peace. There we go. Forgive me, Tainer. Far and wide did I travel with my companions, all the while searching for a way, any way at all, to bring you back to this world. And yet, in the end, it was all in vain. Though I treasured the adventures I had with Ardbert and the others, my choice that fateful day forever haunted me. What if I had run off with the stone and used its power to rescue you as I had always intended? What adventures might we have shared? I sunk into the depths of despair and felt myself a wretch for doing so. For by what right do I pity myself, when it was I who consigned you to a far more cruel and tragic fate? Whatever pain, whatever loss I knew is nothing compared to what you suffered, what you still suffer. Abandoned by your only friend, cast adrift in a cold, dark void until the end of time. Yes, no doubt you are still out there beyond the rift, cursing my name to this very day. That's not true, Neilbert. I'm right here. And yet, even if you despise me with every fiber of your being, even still, I would give anything to see you just one last time. You could curse me, revile me, rain fists and magic upon me. It would all be worth it, just for the chance to say, I am sorry. Stop it, Neilbert. Please, stop saying those things. Even after you had your mind, your heart, your very humanity ripped from you, still, for all these years, you kept searching for me. How could I ever hate my best friend? Don't you see, old friend? It was Dwashe here who brought me back to this world, but it was you who guided her to me. You have suffered long enough, my friend. I can take care of myself now. You need worry about me no longer. So please, rest peacefully. Man. This is a good one, too. It's over. At last. You don't need to explain it to me. I know that the Neilbert we saw was just a memory, a reflection from the crystal. That my friend truly passed years and years ago. And yet, even if those words will never reach Neilbert, simply saying them aloud gave me a measure of peace. I have no regrets today. But we should be getting back to town before any more Sin Eaters take notice of us, yes? I'll say, after that battle, I could use a rest, and I reckon Dwashe here could as well. Shall we head back to Mortsuk? I don't actually remember the one that we're gonna do after this one that well. I think I like that as well. I don't hate any of these. I just think the healer one is the best, which is why I am saving it for last. Well, if it isn't the woman of the hour, I'm happy to report that tales of our triumphs are already spreading across town like wildfire. Word has it the merchants are so grateful that they intend to sweeten the bounty with a generous personal reward. My friends, I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, Nilbert has found peace, and I can finally close the book on this chapter of my past. Every day, I thank the gods for having brought us together. The feeling's mutual, lad. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect when you popped out of that hole, but it's been a pleasure having you at our side. So tell me, now that you've made peace with your past, what do you plan to do with your future? You and Dwache have trained me well, and I am quite confident that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Perhaps I will travel the land and see if I might use my abilities to help those in need. If I didn't know any better, I'd think those were the words of someone twice your age. If that's truly your intention, then I have something of a plan. First, I'll need Dwache here's permission. It's just a thought I had, but what say we give the lion's share of the bounty to Tainer here? I reckon he needs it more than we do, and besides, we couldn't have won the battle without him. But of course! I have money aplenty. Don't worry about it. I knew you'd feel the same. It's the least we can do to help the boy forge a path and a future for himself. My friends, I could never take advantage of your kindness like that. Think nothing of it. It's not easy for a boy your age to make his way in the world, and it's the least we can do. Think of it as a parting gift from your brother and sister in arms. Thank you, Sarek. Thank you, Dwache. As long as I live, I will never forget your generosity. Aww. Finally, I have one last proposal for you, if you're keen to hear it. There's this bounty hunter I know. He can hold his own with a bow, but he's always thought he could take on bigger marks if he had a skilled mage at his side. If you're looking for a partner, that is. Sarek, you could not possibly mean... Of course I'm saying it. So, what'll it be? Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Why, nothing would make me happier. Then I suppose that settles it. Welcome aboard, lad. I've got a feeling that this is only the beginning of a rewarding relationship. And on that note, I do believe my new partner and I are off to the Crystarium to find ourselves a new mark. If it's not too much to ask, why don't you join us there? I still owe you your share of the bounty, and I reckon it'd be a good place to say our proper farewells. I like the two of them. It just feels very cozy, you know? Yeah. I love it, I love it, I love it. Ah, Dwache, glad you could join us. Tainer and I just arrived a short while ago ourselves. The boy's keen on starting his new life as a bounty hunter, to say the least. He's got no ends of questions, that one, but there's only so much I can teach him. The rest he'll have to learn from experience. And so I intend to do what I can to show him the world and keep him safe. So don't worry about us. Between my bow and his magics, I reckon we'll be able to hold our own out there. That said, should we ever find ourselves on the trail of a particularly nasty foe, I hope you'd not be averse to lending us your strength once more. Yes, somehow I have the feeling it won't take another 100 years for our paths to cross again. Until then, my friend, stay sheltered in the shade. Yay! Alright. Well, let's move right on to the physical DPS quest, which we're gonna play monk for, because that is the only one I have at an appropriate level. Which will be fun, because I love monk. In this house, we love monk. Cat boy! Wait, you wouldn't happen to be. Yes, of course you are. Tis plain from the way you carry yourself. You're just the sort of person I've been looking for. You're perfect. My name is Lurik, and I am a bounty hunter. But not just any bounty hunter, I will have you know. Nay, I am not one to settle for run-of-the-mill prey. I hunt sin-eaters. Not only that, I have recently set my sights on a particularly notable fiend, one of the 4 cardinal virtues, those infamous instigators of the flood itself. Naturally, it will take considerable strength and skill to defeat such a formidable eater, and I am not afraid to admit I cannot do it alone. However, with the aid of an equally formidable allies, I am confident that it can be done. And you, my friend, are exactly the sort of ally I have a mind to recruit. Why? It's my only option to be mean to him. Feign interest, I guess. Aha! I knew you would be interested. And should a challenge alone be insufficient motivation, know that I have substantial financial resources at my disposal. You will be duly compensated for your service, rest assured. Catboy is just asking to be bullied. However, as much as I am certain you are the right person for the job, 'tis only meet that I put your skill to the proof. A simple test should suffice. Pray do not be offended, but you would be shocked how many people present themselves falsely in order to enrich themselves or to impress others. Okay. I always want to bully catboys. Grahatia, you are not safe. I actually really like him. Here we are, our proving grounds. You need only slay a beast of suitable ferocity before my very eyes to demonstrate your own. Naturally, we require bait to lure one out of hiding. Oi, my lord. Got your package here. Well done, my good man, and here's your payment. Oh, this? The bait in question. Easier to have it delivered than to take a detour and pick it up myself. Rather more efficient as well. Time is money. Now then, you need only place it in the open and slay whatever comes to claim it. I cannot imagine it will take long for something to come hither. Meat. Eat the meat. Oh, let's go! Bop, bop, bop. Let's go sicko mode! Wah! Fantastic! I knew I was not wrong about you. Come, let us return to the Crystarium at once. Run, run, run. Also, do you like my new title, Trusted Friend? I got it from leveling up all my buddies up to level 80. Yeah, it is. I love it. Look at the food he has on the table, rich boy. Congratulations on a kill well made, my good person. I dare say this is the beginning of a beautiful partnership. Let us commemorate the occasion with a feast. Eat, drink, and be merry. Yum, 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 yum. Wonderful stuff, isn't it? My compliments to the chef. Ugh. Another helping? No? Are you sure? It really is no bother. Oh, very well. I should like to return to our earlier discussion, that of the virtue I've engaged you to hunt with me. Andrea is her name, and she roams Norvrend in the guise of Rendar Ray, fallen warrior of light and renowned hunter of Eld. Andrea, She is a most elusive eater who has been sighted in every corner of the realm, Though her movements are unpredictable, she has often been witnessed pursuing and slaying extraordinarily dangerous beasts. I can well imagine the question forming in your head, why not leave her be? If anything, is she not aiding local communities after a fashion? Alas, no, for the beasts she slays rise anew as eaters, which pose even greater threats to the small folk. So you see, this one wretched sin-eater is in truth sowing untold chaos by carrying on as she does, unleashing more of her kind on unsuspecting towns and villages all across Northrend. Only you and I can stop her. So she was a warrior of light. Huh, what an odd thing to ask. But never mind that. All that, whether or not they were heroes or villains or whatever 100 years ago, doesn't matter to me. The simple truth is, Renda Ray was the greatest hunter who ever lived, and beating her at her own game would be an amazing feat, don't you think? And regardless of what the warriors of light were before they became sin-eaters, that's what they are now. So we'd be doing folks a favor by killing one. Well, what say you, friend? Will you hunt Andrea with me? With pleasure. So begins our formal partnership. Ah, I can see it now. You and me, in the heat of battle, fighting side by side, the picture of courage and camaraderie. This is going to be grand. Naturally, it will take us time to study and understand our prey. Eaters can behave in strange and inexplicable ways, particularly powerful ones like Andrea. I have been doing my best to get inside her head, to think like a hunter, but it is easier said than done. Anyway, as soon as I have determined where we ought to begin our search, I will inform you at once. Thanks, sport. Little buddy. Oh, is the reward lacking? My apologies. Next time I will see that you receive rather more substantial compensation. Why so surprised, sir? Wait, it's you! It's really you! You actually came... never mind. You're here to hunt Andrea with me, yes? Of course you are. Why else would you be here? And wouldn't you know it, one of my hirelings should be returning with new information any moment now. Greetings, my lord. I am pleased to report that Andrea was recently sighted in Amareng, in the vicinity of Samuel's backbone, it would seem. Apparently, there was a right vicious spider that was giving folks trouble, and now that it's been turned, it's about a dozen times worse. They'd be grateful for any assistance. I see, I see. Well done, my friend. Your payment, as promised. Why bother going out and pestering the small folk for news when you can employ others to do it for you? The better to devote our precious time to rather more important matters, I say. And owing to my winning strategy, we may now depart for Amareng and the delightfully named Samuel's backbone, for in pursuing the spider we may yet find its maker. Rich boy. I should unleash Alizé upon you. Or Tataru. But Tataru is not here. Hey guy. This is certainly the place. I gathered those bones once belonged to dear Samuel, but I see no troublesome arachnid. It being a rather large desert, I had considered hiring a few trackers to hasten our search, but I have yet to spy a place where such individuals might congregate. A pity. Bah, nothing for it but to roll up our proverbial sleeves and do the dirty work ourselves. We shall split up and search the sand for this sin-eater spider. Whoever finds it first may have the honor of slaying it themselves. And should we not find it, well, after we both searched for a suitable length of time, I say we meet back here. Let the hunt begin. Something tells me he has no clue what he's doing. You survey the surrounding sands, but find no trace of the spider you seek. Yay! Hello! Still want to use it. Come here, turtle. Where are you, bro? Oh, look at her! There she is. The Scourge of Norvrend, the Devourer of Souls, Balam Quids. We bring this mark down, they'll be singing ballads about us till the end of time. Never mind the king's bounty. Hells, we could buy ourselves a couple of castles apiece. Flanking maneuver, as discussed. Wait for my signal, then we strike as one. Uh-oh. It can smell you. Damn it, she's onto us. Don't panic, we planned for this. We'll act as decoys while Renda Ray brings her down. Go, go! Wait, not yet. There's no need to rush this. Sod it. Always so headstrong. Bugger me. My head. I can't. No, no, come back here. Finish it, you bloody bastard. Finish me. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I'll not let it end like this. I promise. I'll kill that goddamn beast if it's the last thing I do. Where'd she go? Hey, hey! What was that just now? I've had headaches before, but the way you were trashing about wasn't like anything I've ever felt. By the gods! And I thought you were lucky just to catch a glimpse of Andrea. But you're also telling me you were granted a vision of her past in this power of yours? Though, 2 warriors killed while hunting a great horned beast. A beast their surviving companions vows to slay in revenge. I have heard this tale before, I know it. Bah, it is a common enough sort of tale, I suppose. And regardless, she is gone. Come, let us return to the Crystarium and celebrate your accomplishment. Yeah, head full of many thoughts. Catboy toy. Is he a Catboy toy? The table is set, and so I bid you raise a glass with me, that together we might toast your spectacular accomplishment. There's really nothing quite like a hearty meal after a job well done. Drink up, my friend, drink up! Had your fill? I have another few bottles ready and waiting to be opened. No? Oh, very well, if you insist. It occurs to me, my good person, that I have yet to ask your name. So quickly did we forge our friendship that I hardly noticed until now. Doache Mumafeu. Reek and Doache. Yes, I rather like the sound of that. Reek and Doache, the daring duo. The brave bounty hunters, the scourge of the sin eaters. Once we have slain Andrea, not a soul in Northrend will not know our names. They shall ring out across all the realm. Ah, but I should dwell overmuch on the victory before the struggle. A wise hunter is prepared and patient. 'Twould be prudent to send double, nay, triple the agents afield to seek out promising new leads. You sure it's wise to spend your money so freely? Yeah. Censored. Yucky eating. Worried about the budget for our brave endeavor? Well, don't be. I'm prepared to fund our activities as needed. No expense shall be spared. None whatsoever. There she is. Duache, come to rejoin her bosom companion in the great hunt. It is well that you have, for I have obtained new information concerning a sighting of Andrea in Calusia. The fiend has transformed yet another deadly mark, a great bear in this instance, into an even deadlier eater. And so it falls to Riek and Duache to slay the newborn eater and continue their pursuit of Norgren's most notorious virtue. To Calusia and to glory! Let us brook no further delay and commence our search, separately as before in Amareng. If you catch the eater first, I grant you leave to kill it without me. I trust you will not be disappointed if the reverse were to occur? Surely not, surely not. I myself will be most put out if I happen to lose to you a second time, and so, on that note, may the best hunter win. What the fuck? Oh, right. I'm okay. You survey your surroundings, but find no trace of the bear you seek. Not me getting freaked out by a common enemy. Despite looking far and wide, you failed to find any trace of the bear you seek. Perhaps Riek was indeed the better hunter this day. I think he's dead on the ground. I think I have to save him. Hey man. Hate to say it, Duache, but it seems we were late to the party. Lambert and his mates slew the bear before we could. So it's true then. You've cast your lot in with the boy. You poor daft sod. But you don't understand. The eater was a newborn. How could you possibly have learned of it and gotten here before we did? Well, see, that's the problem with relying on hired help. They're loyal to your coin, not you. You're not the only one willing to open his purse. But more importantly, Riek, what's this I hear about you hunting Andrea? With help, I mean, rather than all by your lonesome. I have a distinct memory of you storming off in a huff saying you didn't need me or anyone else to finish the job. Tell me I'm wrong. Do as you like. Help or no, you've no chance of beating me to the prize, 'cause unlike you, I'm not all talk, and neither are me mates. Speaking of mates, how much did it cost you to buy her friendship? Do tell. Piss off, Lambert! Why are you still here? You got your mark, didn't you? You should choose your friends more carefully, sinner. When it all goes wrong, don't say I didn't warn you. You have questions, I am sure? As you may have surmised, Lambert was once a comrade of mine. I took him into my service that we might hone our skills battling Sin Eaters in preparation for facing Andrea. However, I soon came to see that he was not all that capable of a hunter, and so I dissolved our working relationship. Unfortunately, he did not take it in stride, and instead resolved to recruit new companions that he might beat me at my own game. It would seem that his fortunes have improved greatly of late, so much so that I fear we can no longer afford to dedicate time to tracking lesser eaters and must devote our undivided attention to the pursuit of Andrea. As such, we should be getting back to the Crystarium, but before we depart, I have one other matter to attend to in Yulmore. If I might trouble you to accompany me? But of course you will. Let us be off. This should be good. Wait, I just remembered. I want to teleport. Cheap and easy. Dwashe, allow me to introduce you to my father and mother. Father, this is my traveling companion and dear friend, Dwashe. She and I have resolved to hunt a particularly deadly Sin Eater. Indeed, I cannot overstate how terribly dangerous this eater is, that to pursue it is to court death itself. However, when we at last triumph over the fiend, all of Norvrend shall sing our praises. Wouldn't that be wonderful, Father? So long as you do not sully your good name, you are free to hunt whatever quarry you desire. I can do without all the petty details. Now then, how much do you require this time? Out with it. Oh, never mind. Just give the boy my coin purse, would you? I am sure it will suffice for his trivial pursuits. That is why you're here, is it not? Another handout? Don't play coy. You've never been any good at this. At it. You know, I honestly don't know why I came here. Keep your coin, Father. We're leaving, Dwashe, right now. Rich boy. With that shitty dad, I might need to kill him. Ooh, looking for another handout. Yeah, she didn't teach him anything else. Idiot. That's your fault. Kill! Forgive me, Dwashe, but I would forgo the wine on this occasion. Father's lackluster reception has put me in rather dour spirits. As you may have gathered from our exchange, I am a free citizen of Yulmore. Owing to my parents' considerable wealth, I have enjoyed a relatively privileged upbringing. Privileged and unbearably boring, which is why I quit the city and resolved to become a bounty hunter. I am no fool, though. I am well aware that my fortunate circumstances, which is why I elected to conceal them from the people of the Crystarium. People are wont to jump to uncharitable conclusions. I feel as though you and I have established a rapport, though, and so I thought it best to bring you into my confidence. I pray you refrain from telling the others. Now then, since Lambert has decided to turn this into a race, we have no choice but to oblige him and slay Andrea before he does. This calls for a veritable army of hired hands. Alas, in a fit of frustration, I refused Father's coin. Without additional resources, we have no choice but to conduct the search by ourselves. Moreover, I am rather embarrassed to admit that I can pay you only a token sum this time. But I trust that will not deter you from joining me anon. I was never in this for the gil. Really? I mean, of course you weren't. Perish the thought. Ha ha ha. Tuesche, my friend, thank the gods you're here. Ever since we parted ways, I've been exhausting myself running all over the Crystarium, questioning anyone and everyone, hoping someone might have seen Andrea, but alas. Only the Crystarium? Well, of course. Surely this is the limit of what a man with meager financial resources can accomplish. But never mind all that, for it but recently dawned on me that the vision you beheld of Renda Ray's past could hold the clues for which we have been desperately searching. When you first described it to me, it felt as though I'd heard it before, and I had. My witness had told me the exact same story when I was still a boy. It was a tale of a courageous hunter who, together with her comrades, embarked on a quest to slay a notorious mark, a great horned beast. They came upon their quarry in a desert, and there attempted to lay it low. Alas, the beast had a singular strength, and the hunter a fatal weakness, and so in the ensuing struggle her comrades were killed, leaving her, the sole survivor, to swear vengeance. Would you not agree that your vision is a perfect match for this tale? Then there can be no doubt. Renda Ray is a celebrated hunter, the hero I so admired in my childhood. After that tragic day, the hunter resolved not to rely upon others and instead slew the beast by herself. She somehow found a way to compensate for her weakness. Anyway, my recollection of the tale is likely riddled with errors. We should ask Miss Olvara to recount it in full. She was a bounty hunter herself before she entered into our service, you know. Also, in light of all this, I should share with you an interesting theory concerning all the virtues I've heard from a fellow hunter. Apparently, each appears to be driven by particular memories, moments that forever changed each of these fallen heroes. Makes sense, doesn't it? Renda Ray being a hunter of notorious marks in life and in death. I don't know why it never occurred to me before. But if that is indeed the reason for why she behaves as she does, then the more we learn about Renda Ray's adventures, the better our chances at predicting where she'll turn up. All the more reason to go and see my former witness. Miss Olvara lives in Gatetown on Kalusha. Let us be off then. I think we're gonna finish this mission and then call it a day. Because I am feeling the talking. And then next stream we'll finish up this storyline and do the healer quests. I think that should be... There is one quest I want to do after we have done everything. But I don't know how long that will take. Yeah. Dweshe, this is Miss Olvara, the wet nurse who raised me for practically the entirety of my childhood. She was bonded to my family and lived with us in the city at the time, but when I came of age she was forced to leave. My, you've grown into such a strapping young man, but I can't imagine you came to Gaytown just to pay me a visit, my little Reek. Not in front of her, if you please, but to answer your question, we did in fact come to see you. There were stories you told me as a child of a courageous hunter. Was that hunter perchance the warrior of light, Renda Ray? Of all the reasons you could have had. Aye, those stories were of Renda Ray, the greatest bounty hunter of her day, the legend so many aspire to become. Less so after the flood. It was still fresh in everyone's minds when she was young. When I was younger, and for all the good they had done in life, none could deny the chaos they sowed in death, as sin eaters. But despite all of that, me and my mates still looked up to her. We knew all her feats and swore to preserve them, in secret if needed, that she might inspire future generations as she had ours. So years and years later, when you wanted to hear tales of adventure and heroism, I couldn't help but share with you the ones nearest and dearest to my heart. I only wish I hadn't had to change all the names. Then it's true. The hero who I looked up to as a child, whose tales of daring do drove me to take up the bow as you had, to pester you for training that I might become a bounty hunter. It was her. Miss Olvara, Dweshe and I are hunting Andrea, and we believe that one of the stories you shared with me may help guide our search, namely the one about the great horned beast that killed our friends. Will you tell it to me again? Wicked White, is that? Oh, my little Reek, very well. Even as a young hunter, Renda Ray's incredible hearing was unparalleled. She could track her quarry through a forest by the most minute sounds of their passing, from miles away even, by some accounts. Even the most subtle and stealthy beasts never eluded her for long. A misplaced foot, a snapped branch. Eventually, Renda Ray would know, and her aim was always good and true. As she grew older and honed her skills further, she set her eyes on bigger prizes. She became a hunter of notorious marks, and together with her comrades earned fame and fortune. As their reputation swelled, so too did their egos. Only the most dangerous game would suffice, and so they resolved to hunt the Scourge of Norvrend, the devourer of souls, Balam Quits. But what Renda Ray did not realize was that her greatest strength would prove her undoing, for when she faced Balam Quits, the beast roared with such force that it brought her to her knees. Helpless, she could only watch as it claimed the lives of her beloved comrades and fled. After burying the hunters and vowing that she would one day avenge them, she took to the road once more. She met Artbert and his fellow warriors of light, and for a time she accompanied the fledgling heroes on their adventures. Oh man! To them, she was a breath of fresh air, a vibrant young woman who savored every moment and found joy in the simple pleasures. They knew naught of her fallen friends or how their debts weighed heavy upon her still. The party wandered the realm, performing many great deeds and growing ever stronger, as did Renda Ray. While in Calusia, she even devised a means to defend against the powerful roarer that had been her downfall that fateful day. And then, while engaged in an adventure in the Raktika, a rumor reached Renda Ray's ears. Balam Quitz, the scourge of Novrand, devourer of souls, had been spotted wandering the Cydia swamps. 'Twas a golden opportunity, but to seize it would be to face the beast alone. She could not wait for Arbert and the others, nor could she ask that they forsake their sworn duty. But perhaps it was just as well, for the memory of her defeat still haunted her. The courageous hunter had allowed a single fear to take root in her heart, the fear of losing her new companions as she had her old. So it was that Renda Ray ventured forth in secret, resolved to slay her hated foe, Balam Quitz, alone. And with all her strength and guile, the legendary hunter did just that. Vengeance claimed, she rejoined Ardbert and the others, and never spoke of the terrible battle twixt her and the dread beast. From that day forward she was Renda Ray, the warrior of light, and the deeds of her and her comrades would be celebrated forevermore. It's strange to think that the woman I admired when I was young would become the sin eater I swore to slay. What she became doesn't change who she was. Even if the tales were a little embellished over the years, they were rooted in truth. She was and will always be a hero to me. And to you, I hope. Thank you, Miss Alvara, for everything. I promise I will visit you again soon. So, Dwashe, remember that theory I told you before about the virtues being driven by powerful memories? If Andrea is reenacting the journey leading up to her confrontation with Balam Quitz, the one that took her from Amareng to Calusia, then her next destination must be the Raktika Greatroot, wasn't it? All of them are tragic backstories. Ah! Right, that's where she laid low the beast at last. In the Cydia swamps, to be precise. And so that is where we shall go. Let us away. Now listen, Reek. There's an awful lot of people don't know about Renda Ray. Let's do that one again. Now listen, Reek. There's an awful lot people don't know about Renda Ray. Or the world, for that matter. So wherever you go and whatever you see, remember not to take it at face value. Don't just accept what others tell you as good and true. Listen to your heart and decide for yourself. And be safe. Dwashe, was it? Such a pleasure to meet a friend of Reek's. His parents never hesitated to provide him with all the wealth and opportunities they could, but when it came to love and support, well, all I can say is that it is a miracle the boy turned out as well as he did. One can never have too many friends or too much support. That goes for you as well, I should think. Grandma, can I give you money? You can live in Yulmore now. It's a free city. Yeah, because she lives in Gate Town. She don't have much. And his asshole parents kicked her out when he grew up. So I imagine she's been living in that town all this time. When I was little, Miss Elvira seemed so much bigger and stronger than me. Though, to be perfectly honest, the way she carries herself even now bespeaks a confidence I cannot help but envy. But never mind that, we have a virtue to hunt. Let us commence our search at once. Keep your weapons at the ready, my friend. Huh, about time our luck took a turn for the better. There she is. There we go. What? Now? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Vision time. I wish you were all here with me, but I know it's better that you're not. We have a score to settle, you bloody bastard, and it's time. And this time, I'm ready for your tricks. Everyone's like, what the hell? Balaam quits. Vengeance will be mine this day. Just wait until I hit you with one of my dulling arrows. Oh, wait. Wrong button. It worked! I've got you now, you bastard. Ah. You'll pay for taking them from me. Like, I'll let you roar again. I've got plenty of arrows left. Yes. Yes, just like that. Without your roar, you're nothing. It was my fault, my failure. That's why I have to do it alone. If only I'd been this strong back then, they'd still be alive. You can feel it, can't you? The pain, the fear. Serves you right. What the? Where's this coming from? Ah! I won't let it end like this. I won't. We won't. God damn it, Randa. Made it in the nick, I see. Are you hurt? Don't worry, I've got you. The lone wolf just had to do it on her own terms. Aye, well, I was never good at indulging foolishness. Don't tell me you follow my trail. I'll tell you all about it after we kill this bloody bastard, eh? Something's wrong. It's shrugging off all our attacks. It's coming for me and Brenda. Keep your distance. Ah, get in. Gather around Nilbert. Lend him your strength. I owe you one. Gonna roar again, huh? The hells you will. I've got plenty of arrows left for you yet. Well struck. Keep it up. Focus, everyone. Whoa. Brenda and Nilbert, assess Limit quickly. Summoning all its strength for something big. Finish it! Everyone, to me, I'll lend you my power. Together we will avenge my fallen friends. Nice booty shot. Ha, tough old bugger. Everyone alright? Artvert, I don't know what to say. Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry for trying to go at it alone. And why, pray tell, did you even try to do something so foolish? If we had been here from the first, it wouldn't have been anything even approaching a challenge. He does? Back in the day, I was a bounty hunter. I've told you that much, but I haven't told you about my old partners. Together, we tracked and claimed countless notorious marks throughout Norvrend. We were the best in the business. Everyone knew our names and our reputation. They called us legends. And somewhere along the line, we started to believe it too. And then we set our sights on Balam Quits. I survived. They didn't. I swore vengeance, but had no idea how to go about pursuing it. Then I met you lot and thought that maybe with your help I might just have a fighting chance. So you see, I never intended to keep it all a secret. It's just, you never asked, and since I'd rather not talk about it. Easier to live in the moment, you know? The next town, the next job. The weeks flew by, and after a time, I started having second thoughts. I'd lost those closest to me before. I didn't want to live through that again. Are we or are we not comrades? Through thick and thin? These bonds of fellowship between us must come before all else. Otherwise, they may as well not exist. You say the thought of losing us pained you. What of our feelings? What of our loss? What if we had not arrived when we did? You've saved our lives more times than I can count. How dare you refuse to let us do the same? And without those keen ears of yours, I'll never know what bollocks Brandon and Nilbert are whispering about me behind my back. And ignorance is not bliss, let me tell you. This one's worth a fortune, aye? And fame besides. I'll wager we won't have to pay for our drinks when we get back into town. Oh gods, not another night to remember. Don't worry your pretty head over our fearless leader's questionable constitution. Take pride in the victory, for the small folk will sleep easy once they hear of Balam Quitz's demise. Until Ardbert's drunken snoring wakes them from their slumber. And on that note, I think it's time we quit this place. And Rindarray, I trust that the next time you decide to hunt deadly game, you'll do us the courtesy of extending us an invitation. And here I thought I was doing you a favor by keeping you out of my personal affairs, selfish as I was. Oh, fine. But if you go and die on me, I'll pay a necromancer to raise you from the dead just so I can kill you out of spite. Agreed. Now then, mind cutting off whatever it is you need to take back as proof of the kill? We don't want to lose our reward on a technicality. A crystal of light. Such a fine crystal. Why not hold on to it as a memento of this occasion? Wake up, damn you! Hello? What's wrong with you, huh? That's the second time your so-called gift has cost us a chance at slaying Andrea. You know what? I've had enough. Enough, I say. Yes, I don't need your help. I'm perfectly capable of hunting the Singular on my own. Good luck with that. Upon our return to Gate Town, you will be given your final payment, and we will be free to go our separate ways. Bitch! So yeah, we're gonna enjoy scraping him off the floor once Andrea's done with him. He's a little bit insufferable, but he's a cat boy, so that makes up for it. Honestly, I don't know why I ever placed my faith in you. You are such a disappointment. Consider this the formal dissolution of our partnership. Let none ever again speak the names Reek and Dwashe in the same breath. Yes, never again. And with that, I bid you good day. When he was little, Reek's parents punished him for a time by withholding his allowance. Without money to lavish on his friends, he soon found that many were only drawn to him by his wealth. I dare say he feared that you would abandon him as they did, and decided to push you away first. I'm not trying to make excuses for what he said. I only hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive him. Take some time to think it over, and then come and see me. Oh, and take this for your troubles. Thank you, ma'am. Alright, alright. I think that is where we're gonna end it for tonight. We're gonna see the conclusion of the physical DPS questline next time. And then we're gonna do the healer run, which will be fun, I think. Oh, are you so sleepy? Well, I hope you have a good rest. I think I'm gonna stream again on, let's see, Thursday. Because I have... Yeah. That's my day off. So yeah. Gonna stream again on Thursday, and yeah. Thank you for being here, even though you're sick and sleepy. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to next time. So, goodbye, goodbye!